Hello, my crafty friends. I hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. Welcome to day 10 of the 13 Days of Halloween series. I can't believe we're almost at the end. I had so much fun, and hopefully you've enjoyed these projects as much as we've had fun creating them for you. For today's project, I've created this haunted cemetery plaque, which is in the shape of a tombstone. I used a digital file by MYSCRAPCHICK called the 3D RIP sign. I really enjoyed making this project and it was super easy to make. However, it's an elegant presentation and it would be a perfect addition to any Halloween home decor. The paper collection that I used is by DCWV called Ghost Stories. I purchased this at Joann's last year and I really love its monochromatic colors of gray, black, creams. It also has some holographic and foil detail in it. This tombstone has several different layers and it measures 9.5 inches by 7.5 inches wide. I've included these 3D pop-up letters, and to add a hint of color, I did a shadow layer in this dark shimmery red color. I added in rhinestones for each letter and then this silver rhinestone around the perimeter of the tombstone. Each of the bats have a hint of Spectrum Noir glitter ink. On the bottom of this tombstone, we have this haunted cemetery, which is the perfect backdrop for these ghoulish characters. In the center, we have a werewolf that looks like he's coming out of the ground. On the top, we have a mummy. And then on the right, we have Dracula. And in the back, we have this spooky ghost and more of these bats. This is a side of the tombstone, and as you can see, it's quite thick. There are 5 different layers, which are separated by foam tape. And in the back, I have a piece of chipboard that makes this quite sturdy. On the top, you can see the pop-up letters and how much dimension there is. Let me give you a closer look. These are the fun pop-up letters, and they're really easy to make, and our fun spooky character, each of them are in black glitter paper, and if I turn it around to the side, it looks as if they're coming out of the page. Now that I've given you an overview of my haunted cemetery plaque, I'm going to gather my materials so that we can make this together. I'll be right back. I've gathered the materials to make my project. I am using a digital file by MyScrapChick. It's called the RIP Halloween sign. And as you can see, there's a tombstone in the background. There are 3-dimensional letters that say RIP, and then there's this fun spider web and spider. I want to do something a little different. Instead, I'm going to do a haunted cemetery with creatures that come out in the night. So for this project, we're going to be using the layered frames from MyScrapChick as well as their 3D pop-up letters. I have uploaded all of the images into Cricut Design Space and cut it out on my Cricut Maker. For the tombstone, we are going to be making a 3-dimensional element, and this has 5 different layers. The first layer is this spooky cemetery scene, and I've gone ahead and added in a little bit of bling, and I have some pop dots on the back. This is the next sheet, which is slightly larger. Now for the first 2 layers, I've only included 1 layer of foam tape. However, for the next 3 layers, I've elevated with 2 layers of foam tape to give it a bit more dimension. So here's the 3rd piece. This is the 4th piece. And the last layer is the largest. Now this has decorative paper on the front and the back, but it also has chipboard in the middle to make it extra sturdy. I also have this easel, and we have the 3-dimensional letters that spell RIP. Now for this, I have cut it out using this red shimmer paper, and let me show you what the side looks like. As you can see, it's 3-dimensional, And I layered it with this decorative pattern paper, and if you look really closely, you can see the skulls on the paper. Isn't that fun? And I have other elements that we will be adding on as we make the project. So the first thing that we want to do is glue on these layers. You should have a border around each layer, and then we'll glue it on to the next layer until we get to this 5th panel. I'm going to glue these pieces on, and then we'll move to the next step. I've glued all the layers together, and as you can see, this is pretty thick. Now we're going to make our 3D pop-up letters. I have already made the R and the I, and this is really simple to do. As you can see, I've used this red shimmer paper as a background. On the inside, I've lined it with black 80-pound cardstock. This decorative panel has a layer of foam tape underneath. And then on the side, we have these little support mechanisms to make sure that these don't go flat. And that's the same thing for the letter I. So I'm going to put these aside, and we're going to assemble the letter P. So you will have a piece that looks like this. I've gone ahead and folded along the score line, and what you want to do is glue this little tab to the inside front of the letter P. So you'll have a piece that looks just like this. Okay, so let's do that now. I'm going to put glue on this tab. So now we have our pop-up shape, and then you're going to have these little pieces which look like little squares. These pieces look like this. You'll have several that come in your file, and they're little score lines. You simply want to fold along the score lines like so, and there's a little tab here that is going to be glued on the inside. So we have 2 pieces done. I'm going to do one more. Now these pieces are going to go on the bottom of the letter, just like so, and then I'm going to put 2 on the top and then 1 in the middle. So I'm just going to put glue on 2 opposite sides. I'm going to slide it into the center of the letter and then give that a little squeeze. So now we can take our decorative panel, and I'm just going to create a little offset. Because this project is so monochromatic, I did want to have a hint of color in it, and I thought the red was perfect. Now let's grab our cemetery. I'm going to place my letters, and I wanted to go on a curve just like this at the top, just slightly over the edge of this first layer. Before I glue down the letters, I want to add in some of my spooky characters. I have this black glittered witch, a mummy, and Count Dracula. I found these characters in a very old DCWV paper stack. Actually, it's a paper haunted village, so I thought they were perfect for my cemetery scene. I have added foam tape on the back, and I'm just going to place these randomly throughout the cemetery. This little mummy, I've cut its leg off because I wanted to appear that it is coming from behind this tombstone. And then we have Dracula that's going to go right there. And then I have a few bats that I'm going to be adding in. So I'm going to glue these characters down, and then I'm going to do a little bit more embellishing, and then I'll be right back. This is my completed project, and I love the way it turned out. This is really fun. It's easy, but also it makes quite an impact statement, and I think it's a perfect addition to your Halloween home decor. The addition of these rhinestones is just enough touch of bling. I love the way these letters pop out, hint of red that pokes out against the black. And then we have our witch, we have our werewolf that looks like he's coming out of the ground, we have our mummy in the background, and then Dracula, and they're all roaming through the haunted cemetery. This concludes my review of my haunted cemetery. Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and also subscribe to my channel. Please be sure to join me tomorrow for day 11 of the 13 Days of Halloween series. For more Halloween inspiration, stop by and visit Rosa Kelly from Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking and Michelle Randolph from Shabby Chic Chick. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy Halloween.